Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Simeon Shah, double lines to the apostles GMS. This is Nawa Allah coming at you with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be going into the tribe of Simeon and Levi. Okay? So now we're going to get into the tribe. We gave you some history. So now we're going to go into the tribes. And the two tribes that I want to deal with is Simeon and Levi. So let's begin. Let's go to the book of Genesis, start at the book of Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Excuse me. Gather yourselves together, and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father, because we know Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Jacob means supplanter. Israel means prince of the power. He is the prince of the power. Okay, prince of the power. So let's jump right down to the 5th verse to get right to the tribe we want to get into. This is the book of Genesis chapter 49 verse 5. It says Simeon and Levi are brethren, and I want to deal with each part piece by piece. So first I want to deal with Simeon and Levi are brethren. Now the first thing that we need to understand is that all of the tribes of Israel are brethren. All of the tribes are brothers. Okay? Because remember, see, the first verse says, and Jacob called unto his sons. So Jacob was saying this to his sons, plural. So they're all brothers. So all of the tribes are brothers. So why would it say that Simeon and Levi are brethren? Why would it say that if all of the tribes are brethren? Now, if you read about all the other tribes, you read Reuben, right? It says, verse 3, it says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellence of dignity, and the excellency of power. It says nothing about brethren. Judah, right here, verse 8, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise, to all his brothers. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow unto thee, shall bow down before thee. Notice it doesn't say he's brethren with a particular tribe. It mentioned brethren, but it doesn't call him brethren to a particular tribe. Zebulon, right here. Zebulon shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be a haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. It mentions Dan. Gad, a troop shall overcome him. Verse 19. Verse 20, out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. None of these here does it mention brethren. It says Naphtali. Naphtali is a hind let loose, he giveth goodly words. It says Joseph is a fruitful bow, but Joseph is reference to Simeon, to Manasseh and Israel. Manasseh and Ephraim, because Joseph was a son of Jacob, who went on to have two sons of his own. So they were like adopted into the tribe. They were Jacob's grandchildren. Joseph is a fruitful bow, even the fruitful bow by a well, whose branches run over the wall. So all of these tribes here, it doesn't mention anything about being a brethren to a particular another tribe. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. So that's Benjamin. That's Joseph, which references Manasseh and Ephraim. So that would be 3 tribes. Naphtali, Asher, Gad, Issachar, Zebulon, Judah, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and it had Dan there. So of all of these tribes, of all of those 13, really 12, it doesn't mention none of them being brethren to another tribe in particular, other than Simeon and Levi. Why is that? Simeon and Levi are brethren. I'll tell you why. Because Simeon and Levi are 2 tribes that are on the same island. Now this is a map from 1782. And as you can see here, it says Hispaniola or St. Domingo. This is the map of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Hispaniola, which means Little Spain. So there are 2 tribes that are on the same island. That's why Simeon and Levi are brethren. All of the tribes are brethren, but it's specifying Simeon and Levi, those 2 tribes being brethren, because those 2 tribes are 2 tribes that are on the same island. You see where it's pink on the left or red on the left side? That's Haiti. and where it's yellow on the right side, that's the Dominican Republic. Here's another map from, the last map was 1784. This is from 1822. And if you look at this map here, see it says Atlantic Ocean. It says the North Sea. And you look here, what does it say? French quarters. And right here it says Spanish quarters. I'm going to zoom in. See it? French quarters. Spanish quarters. Let's look at another map. This here is a map that's from 1931. Spanish quarters. French quarters on the left side. Spanish quarters on the right side. So Haiti was being ruled over by the French, and Saint Domingo, the Dominican Republic, was being ruled over by the Spanish. So there's two tribes that's on the same island. That's the reason why it says Simeon and Levi are brethren. They're two tribes that exist on the same island. And these two tribes that exist on the same island has a very, what's what I'm looking for? A very interesting history. Let's see if I can find a modern map. Now, this map is a little bit more modern. I don't have a particular year for this map here, but this map is a more modern map. Okay. And the purpose of me going through all of these different maps was to show you that going back to the 1700s, to the 1800s, to the 1900s, even until recent times, that it's still, one side was governed by the French or Haiti, and the other side was governed by the Spanish or the Dominican Republic, showing you that it's two tribes that exist on the same island. It's two different tribes, two countries, but they're dwelling in the same region of land. That's the reason why it says Simeon and Levi brethren. So all of the tribes are brethren, but it specifies Simeon and Levi because they're two tribes that are living on the same island. Now, if you go on Google and you type in Haiti, Dominican Republic, two countries, one island, it says Island of Hispaniola, which means Little Spain. That's what the island is called, Hispaniola, or Little Spain. It says Island of Hispaniola. Together, the countries of Haiti and the Dominican Republic make up the island of Hispaniola, a large island of nearly 30,000 square miles in the heart of the Caribbean Sea. So we notice they're one island. The two countries that's on one region of land, the island of Hispaniola. Okay? We'll get another scripture. Now, when you go back to Genesis, the 49th chapter, in the first verse, it says, "And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you what shall befall you in the last days." So the things that Jacob is going to speak to his sons are things that's going to befall them in the last days, in the latter end. In other words, the time in which the Lord is going to make his second coming. That is why it says he's going to tell you what shall befall you in the last days. I'm going to word before. That's Quara.
Strong's 8.
Quara. To encounter before meet. To meet encounter to before figuratively. Or happen. Encounter whether accidentally or in a hostile manner. So these are things that they're going to encounter in the latter end. Things that are going to befall them, whether good or bad. So everything that we're reading are all things that apply to them in the last days. So in the last days, Simeon and Levi was going to be on one island, and that's what's going to befall them, along with other things that Jacob said as well. So this is really a prophecy. This is really a prophecy that Jacob is saying, that's speaking to in regards to his sons. So he went into the history, went to Second Esdras. He went to how they went through the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. We explained how they came, they followed the currents that led them all the way to the western hemisphere of the world, which is South America. Now we're seeing the particular region of land in which Simeon and Levi ended up. Because the only way for us to know where Simeon and Levi would end up is if we go into the prophecy in Genesis 49. We know where all of the tribes is going to go to. The land of Arsareth, another land, which is the land across the Great River, as we went into in the last show, going into the Jewish Encyclopedia in 1901. It tells you that the Arsareth was a land across the Great River. And we went to that, we showed you that in the world map. That's all the way across the ocean to the other side of the world. But we don't know which tribes are which. But we know this particular tribe the Simeon Levi has to be talking about the so-called Haitians in the Dominican Republic and Dominicans, because they're two tribes that are on the same island. So that was going to before them. They was going to go to the land of Arsareth, which is another land on the other side of the world. Now that we know that all the tribes are there, we had to figure out what part where they're going to be. Where are they? Where are they going to be at? What land was Simeon going to go to? What land was Levi going to go to? Who's Issachar? Who's this? Who's that? So by process of elimination, Simeon and Levi will have to be Haiti and the Dominican Republic. We're talking about Haiti and the Dominican Republic, two tribes that are on the same island. And we're going to get some more of that on the next part. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm going to say, hope you brother learn something. Or praise the Yahweh Shemel Shah, the Apostle GMS. Shalom.